Peace, what up, y'all? This your boy Anti-Simp, back with a new video. I want to talk about the Will Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett, and the controversy surrounding them. So, a lot of cats. I had reposted a video from their Red Table Talk, about them addressing her relationship with August. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna just call him August. So she admits that they had a relationship, and at some point in her marriage with Will, they had separated, and he said he was pretty much done with her, and he didn't want to talk to her. So I don't know why he didn't divorce her, but I guess there was some small part of him that just in between her that just didn't want to divorce her, or they didn't want to divorce, but they separated to try to get things straight. And we kind of knew. I think most people knew this, but they forgot about it because it's the internet, and y'all attention span is really just a week, and then after a week y'all usually get over shit. That's pretty much how it is with y'all. Because throughout the Red Table Talk, I've been seeing little clips here and there where they say, where you could tell that they've probably had like a rough patch in their marriage, and now they're in a more happier place. And even though we might not like how Jada treats other guests that shows up on her show, it seems that her and Will's relationship was stronger, due to them putting it out there. Some people believe because they're actors, that they're doing that this is just an act or whatever. But this is, I don't know. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that this is just an act. But back to my point, they separated, and she did her own thing and he did his own thing, and I'm seeing a lot of guys calling Will a cuck or a simp because he gave his blessings for another man or other men to be with his wife, but he was separated from her, divorced. Well, not divorced, but they were broken up in their marriage or whatever. And some people were like, there ain't no separation in a marriage. Now if you are used to monogamy, like you've only dated one person over the course of your life, like you only dealing with that one person throughout the course of your life, then this really ain't your lane. This really ain't your lane. They were separated. They broke up. They announced years ago they had an open marriage. If you are monogamous, just mind your business. This ain't your lane, really. And you're really speaking on things you don't know anything about. And realistically, I'm not a stranger to, Will Smith pretty much, separated from his wife because, at one point I was talking to a broad many moons ago, and I think I really liked her. I know she liked me. I know she was digging me or whatever. And I'm not gonna do this in the future, but I was really feeling this broad. I really liked her, and she liked me, but she had a lot of pride. She was young. She was younger than me, but she did not respond properly. She was fun to talk to. It was entertaining. It just felt great. We had a lot of stuff in common. She put me on. Well, she put me on to an anime that I knew about but didn't remember, and she put me on to it, and I watched like the entirety of it. It was Berserk. I heard about Berserk. My homie had told me about Berserk, but a lot of times he tells me about anime, and I think that we have different tastes in anime sometimes, because I like shit like Code Geass, and he likes stuff like Naruto and earlier Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball, but I was not a huge fan of Naruto or Pirate One Piece. and many other anime he told me about, which are extremely, extremely dark. But I'm starting to come around to him after I've watched Berserk, and I'm a huge Attack on Titan fan, so I love, dark fantasy type anime. In most types of anime where, where a main character or characters in a show, they have this situation where they're in grave danger or great peril. They, with dark fantasy type anime, they strip away that somebody's gonna come and save them, like in a regular cartoon. Somebody's gonna come and save them. They're not gonna really, nothing really bad is gonna happen to them. But in dark fantasy anime, they kind of switch those around, and they take away that hope that you're looking for, and they really will just let you see that a character that you might like, or a character, whether they're gonna get that push to be a greater character, or they're gonna sink. They're gonna kill them off. So that's what I like about dark fantasy anime. They let a character that you might like, suffer longer, and then there's like this overcoming, and that's pretty much how Berserk is. We in Attack on Titan. In the first couple chapters of or I should either first couple chapters or the first couple episodes of Attack on Titan, like the first, I'll probably say 6. There was like ups and downs, and then like for the rest of it, it was just like, you'll be glad to get a breath of fresh air. With Berserk, it was ups and downs in that as well, but you never felt like. One of the reasons why I think Attack on Titan is better than Berserk is because I always, is that with Berserk, the first half of the series, they had ups and downs, whatever the case is, but it wasn't until like towards the end of the series did they actually go extremely, extremely, extremely dark, and there was no, comeback from that. At some points, I don't even, unless I read the manga, I don't even know how Guts even got out of that area that he was in, with all those demons. All I know is that they continue to chase him. Anyway, so there was this girl I really liked, and we had a lot of things in common. One thing I didn't like about her was that she liked Xbox, and I'm not a fan of Xbox. But I really liked her. I know she liked me. She found me or whatever. She approached me, and at some point, like I said, she was really prideful, and I didn't really want to just like charge her to the game. I wanted to, at first I did, but she kind of fought a little bit. And I don't know, she kind of, she kind of fought a little bit, and I like that shit. I like a little fight in a bitch. So what I did was, after we talked a little bit, I thought we were on the same page, but because of the internet, it's the internet and shit. Things get and do internet and texting, things can get misinterpreted. So she had came back, and she even supported my hustle, my small business I had. So I'm like, all right, this bitch is serious about fucking with me. So I thought we could move forward, but she still was kind of prideful and misinterpreted some shit. So I basically gave her some time off. I don't know how long Will gave. He charged for Will. He said he was done with her, so he probably just charged her. He probably just distanced himself from her for a while because she probably was in some sort of toxic mind state, and he just couldn't deal with her, so she had to climb herself out of her own hole before he could continue dealing with her. And with me, with the shorty I was talking to, I decided to let her experience dating other men. And then, like, when she experienced dating other men, and she would see the difference between dating them and dating me, she would know that she wanted to fuck with me. Even before, she, I gave her space. She even let me know that she didn't want to fuck with anybody else. She already sees how amazing I am, or whatever. But I still gave her that time off. I still, let her. I gave her like a year. This is like in December of like 2014, and I gave her the entirety of Was it 2014? Yeah, I think it was 2014, all the way up until like the next year of 2015, 2016 is when we started talking again. Now, um, our relationship wasn't the same when we started talking again. That I think that me giving her a break kind of exposed, or she kind of just sunk deeper into being prideful, and it just wasn't the same as it was before. She wasn't even like, it wasn't fun to talk to her like that anymore. I mean, it was still a little fun with talk to her, and there was like some feelings that resurged or whatever, but it just wasn't the same. And I feel like she kind of was a little crazy, so I eventually had to charge it. you know. So I'm not in like, I wasn't in Will Smith's situation where he got back together with her. Whatever Jada did to get back together with him is, or to, rectify her marriage. It worked because, like I said, what I'm observing of the clips of the, because I'm not going to give my full attention to this show. I still think Jada is whack, but based off of from a perspective of Will, he probably don't care about how other people feel about his wife, as long as she treat him well. As long as she treat him good, he doesn't really care. And that's really all there is to it, I don't want to say he's a simp, because I don't think he is. I don't think he's doing anything, even if he let her see somebody else within their marriage. If he felt like it would help, help her out, he did it. I don't think he did those things, as a way to win her over. I think he did it as a way to for her to get her mind right or whatever. And like, the reason why I don't see things the way you guys see it is because, one, I'm not a simp, and two, I don't believe in monogamy. I know somebody asked me on a post, like, you cool with another man, smashing your wife or whatever the case is. Well, they separated, so technically, she was his wife, but she also wasn't his wife. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you're strictly monogamous, this is not a conversation for you. You're just really giving your opinion on things you don't know anything about. And, I never really spoke that much about their relationship. Even though I've been seeing like things here and there, I never really spoke much about it. But like there was a time when Will said he rolled up a newspaper and bopped her upside the head because she was cussing, and he had Willow, his daughter, in his arms or whatever the case is. Like, there's a little bit of I feel like Will knows what he's doing when it comes to his relationship, and he's evolving in the context of his relationship. Because even as he's sitting there at the table, people are taking screenshots of like his facial expressions, and they're trying to write a narrative for that facial expression. But for me, he seemed calm throughout the clips that I saw. And we're not talking about still images. Throughout the clips I saw, he seemed calm. And even at one point, he even joked about saying he was going to get her back, which I'm pretty sure he probably already did. I'm pretty sure he was seeing other people as well. And she even subtly mentioned that he already did get her. She said, it's not about getting somebody back. He said, it is for me. And, they kind of laughed or whatever. And, what else did she say? She said something like, I know she said it wasn't about getting them back, getting her back, whatever the case is. He said for him it was. They laughed and shit like that. And he basically said that, what did he say, man? I'm forgetting. I'm a move. I might come back to this, but it doesn't seem like it fazed him or bothered him. He seemed calm about it. He seemed mature about this, and that's all there is to it. I've asked a couple of homies. They said that they mentioned that they already said years ago, they announced that they had an open marriage. So, whatever they do to feel like they got to get back to a certain point in their marriage, they're going to do it before they actually decide to break up. And that pretty much gives them people always talked about wanting a relationship like theirs. Sometimes they reference Jada and Pac, but they mostly reference like their relationship, because their relationship has been a long one. Like, they're one of the last few celebrity relationships that people consider relationship goals. Realistically, for me, no celebrity is a relationship goal to me. Nobody's relationship goals are mine, because, none of y'all relationship goals are one size fit all, y'all, what works for y'all is what works for y'all, and what works for me, what works for me. You know what I mean? I like, you know, I like being with multiple women. You know, that's my thing. And you know, and I feel like maybe some P's might agree. You know, I feel like some P's might agree because you know there's times where they'll dismiss or fire a bitch and you know let her go out and experience the world, and you know she might come back with her mind right. You know that might work out with her. They might charge her a larger choosing fee, you know, or tax the choosing fee, but that's pretty much you know how they get down. If they feel like the broad, because that's pretty much what my situation was. You know, if I feel like that when a bitch returns that she's still too whack, whatever cases, I might fire her for good. You know, there ain't no second chances after that. But this is a marriage, so if like I said, it's a little different. You know, it's a union between these two, and you know what they got going on. Anyway, this is my thoughts on this. You know, I don't think he's a simp. I don't think he's a cuck. I think that this is their relationship, and a lot of y'all speaking on this just don't know what y'all talking about. You know, because you're mostly or strictly monogamous. You've only dated people in a monogamous situation. You've only dated during a period of time when you're with somebody. You are only with that person, and therefore a lot of y'all are just talking about things that you don't know anything about. Anyway, but you know that is the internet, so you know I guess that's what you take from it. But y'all spread shit like wildfire, you know. A couple of things I wanted to talk about was like I noticed like when I was on Twitter, there was bitches up there talking about you know this is what happened when you know men cheat or whatever cases. And I'm trying to think, women cheat. You know, first off, I don't think Jada cheated. You know, and second of all, what the fuck does what one bitch did? What the fuck does what one dude like a man cheating on a woman have to do with another woman's relationship? Like that don't make no fucking sense at all. It's not like when one woman's man cheats on her that y'all all experience the cheating or whatever case. It's like y'all weird, you know, y'all bitches are weird as shit. That's all I can really say about that. Anyway, this is all the time I want to give this video. So you know, if you like what I said, you know, you agree with me, hit the thumbs up button. If not, you can hit the thumbs down button if you as well. I have all of my social media handles are in the description, as well as you know my Cash App in case you want to donate, as well as my book if you want to check out some game. There also has a link for Robinhood invitation in case you decide you want to get involved in stocks. If you decide you want to get involved in stocks or whatever, we both get 2 free stocks if you take if you take my invitation. Anyway, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you in another video. Peace. Hey, peace, y'all. I'm back for a second. I just wanted to bring something to light that was just brought to my attention. So I remember what I was saying earlier about how when Jada and Will was sitting at the table and how he said he was going to get her back, and she said it wasn't about her, getting her back or getting somebody back or getting revenge or whatever cases. He said it was for him, and then she subtly said to him that you know he's probably got her back plenty of times. So I wanted to bring that to light. That one of the main reasons why I don't think Will is as simple as or whatever the case is because they broke up within their marriage, and he was doing his own thing. And you know, this is the difference between men and women. Even though you know women try to point out that men and women are the same, this is the difference between men and women. Will was able to have you seen any of Will's broads come to light? You know, if you've seen any women, you know, come out and like publicly reveal that they had a relationship with Will, you haven't. But you have seen, even when people speculate that Will might have had a relationship with Dwayne Martin, whatever the case is, that's only a speculation. You know, you don't ever see it coming out. So hypothetically, even if he was bisexual or gay or whatever the case is, motherfuckers are only speculating about that. They don't have any like confirmed proof. But with Jada's situation, she couldn't even keep the shit under wraps. You know, she couldn't even fuck with a guy who was, you know, who could keep his mouth shut. You know what I mean? She, this shit got out of the bag, and as my mentor had pointed out, it starts to make everybody look bad based off of who she chose. Will kept his bitches in line, and Jada couldn't even control the narrative. Jada could not control the men in her situation. Even if she called it an entanglement, she couldn't keep it the way it was. And then like she was doing all types of weirdo shit, like bringing that motherfucker around her kids. So if he was sick or whatever the case is, if August was sick, and she was bringing him around the kids and stuff like that, she was only making the situation worse. She wasn't even keeping it. She couldn't control this. She couldn't control this. She couldn't control the narrative. So the only thing she could do is bring herself on to her own show and basically admit that she was never going to probably admit she fucked up, but we all looking at it, we like, yeah, she fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm sure Will was fucking with bitches on the side, because there's just no way. You know what I mean? But so whatever she did to rectify her marriage, it might have worked, but this was something that came out. I don't know if she told him about it, and so he was well aware that this was going to happen, but my perspective is that he already had broads on the side, and a lot of y'all just commenting on this it's really coming from a simp place in y'all heart, and I'll be seeing that when y'all be in the comments, y'all when y'all get mad that broads be having OnlyFans accounts. It's like, why do you think the bitches are above having OnlyFans, dog? They hoes, they are hoes, and selling the concept of sex is the only thing they can do. So when y'all get mad that bitches have OnlyFans, I'm starting to think that you could save these hoes. I'm starting to think that you think these hoes are better than, what they've been doing. I'm talking about get a job. Why? Do you think this bitch is better? Do you think this bitch deserves better? Do you think you can save this hoe? Do you think she's better than a life of hoeing? That's what you're saying to me whenever time I see y'all getting mad at her. Like, why do you care? This bitch is making money. You not fucking her. It's not your bitch. Why do you care? And the same thing in this situation, y'all calling Will a cuck or a simp or whatever the case is, and he's in control of his situation. Had August never came out and revealed, their relationship, y'all would have never really known about it. The only thing y'all could have did was speculate. So y'all really just, end up sounding like suckers in these comment sections, mad that, for whatever reason, it could have been a bitch in your previous relationship that fucked you over, whatever cases. That's why y'all be feeling so vehemently mad about this. That's why y'all be in these comments so angrily with hella memes and stuff like that. But Will, like I said, Will seems calm. Jada's the one that when she was put in a situation, she's supposed to be the mature person. She messed with somebody who she knew. She even admitted to that they wasn't they wasn't right in the head, and she continued to mess with him anyway. So, I know some of y'all might reach other have other forms of reaching, or whatever the case is, but this is their relationship. This is their relationship, and she chose wrong. This goes further proves that broads, and men are not equals, because she can't control the narrative, even in a situation where she has the power, whatever the case is. Even a simp can control the narrative. Will can control the narrative. His bitches never get out of line. And he hypothetically, even if he's bisexual, none of the dudes that he's been fucking with get out of line either. The only thing you could really do is speculate what he got going on. But I know that he got something else besides her, and he keeps that shit in line, as opposed to Jada. And realistically, what if this is the first dude she's actually ever been intimate with, and she couldn't even keep this under wraps. She couldn't even keep this from blowing up publicly. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to make this a long drawn out John. Y'all take care, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.